Hey everyone! So when I go through a flare, I tend to find myself in a place of despair. I often find myself reading various books to help me to find purpose in my suffering because it feels really bad. This became a pattern for me. And one of my favorite books, When Things Fall Apart by Pema Chodron, provided me very much needed perspective when I needed it the most. She's a Buddhist nun whose main concept is all about attachment. The moment one is hooked to a pin cycle of negative emotions, one can be attached to self-destructive patterns of excessive eating, addictions, and various self-sabotaging behaviors. And because I considered lupus a negative experience, which altered my life as I knew it, I link it to suffering. It affected my self-worth, self-confidence, and my livelihood. And in retrospect, I know that it was a choice I made to think those things about lupus. Over time, though, I learned to embrace lupus as my teacher, which enriches my life and encourages me to have more compassion, love, and peace. And I began to understand my pain and began to move towards it. Embrace the feelings of my pain as opposed to constantly numbing it with negative thoughts and behaviors. I do realize that the diagnosis of lupus tends to cause us to disconnect from our bodies and create attachments to lupus, which creates a victim mindset. So I encourage you to think of lupus as a stepping stone to be more, do more, and to find the truth of who you really are. Suffering is a good thing because life at the core is suffering, and it's part of a human experience, whether we accept it or not. The more we resent this is when we start to move away from our truth. And compassion can only come from suffering and understanding pain, because lupus provides us with challenging circumstances that create pain and darkness. We're in a unique position to be the light to those who need it most. And the moment you stop being attached to the idea of being sick and shift your mindset from victim to empowered, you can use your experience to help others, and by doing so, you'll too find healing. And only when we know our own darkness, as said by Pema, can we be present with the darkness of others. With that being said, all my work has been to find a way to heal myself as well as to find meaning in my life. I know that without a shadow of a doubt that I'm meant to do exactly what I'm meant to do. And if you're tired of running from pain, join me on a journey to provide light to those who need it most. As many of you know, I found strength physically, emotionally, and spiritually through the practice of yoga. I share the importance of breath with movement. We all can heal and have the choice to heal. If this message speaks to you, I encourage you to consider becoming an alkaline method yoga teacher who can be the healer to those who are struggling physically, emotionally, and spiritually. On this journey, you'll first experience your healing, and only then can you share this healing. Imagine if you can beat lupus. It requires courage to find your truth and to rise above the challenges to choose the healing path. Join me to become the best version of yourself. For more information, the link is below. As always, please subscribe to our newsletter on lupusrebel.com and our lupus channel or YouTube channel, Dr. Connie Jian. And like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest at Lupus Rebel. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time.